Barbourofelis was a genus of cat-like carnivores that lived during the Miocene. It was a member of a family of carnivorans known as Nimravidae, also dubbed as false saber-toothed cats. This family heavily resembled cats, specifically the saber-toothed cats, of the subfamily Barbourofelidae. Despite their appearance, they were not part of the cat family, Felidae, and their similarities are just a result of convergent evolution. Barbourofelis was part of a group of Nimravids, known as Barbourofelidae. This group was once thought to be its own separate family, until they were later reclassified as a group within Nimravidae. They were also the last of the false saber-toothed cats, existing from 22 to 7 million years ago. Barbourofelis lived in North America and Eurasia during the Miocene Epoch, from 12 to 7 million years ago. It was a very muscular, bear-like animal that may have been a specialized ambush hunter. It looked like a hybrid between a lion and a bear, with the addition of long sabers. Its teeth were massive, having the longest canines of any Nimravid. The canines were also flattened, similar to smilodon, suggesting a high degree of specialization to its diet. It had a short skull with large carnassial teeth for processing meat, and bony flanges on the lower jaw, giving it a gigachad-like appearance. This animal looked very similar to the unrelated sporocidont, Thylacosmalus, which lived in South America and was more closely related to marsupials. It also had the muscular frame of the saber-toothed cat, Smilodon, which it likely had a similar lifestyle to. This is yet another example of convergent evolution. Barbourofelis had a relatively small brain for its body size, suggesting that it was probably not as smart as modern cats, though I'm not saying this animal was stupid, like some people I know. 5 species of Barbourofelis are currently recognized, ranging in size from a small leopard to a large tiger. Barbourofelis fricki was the type species, and also happens to be the largest. This species was similar in size to lions and tigers, weighing up to 328 kilograms, or 723 pounds. A later study suggested it was likely smaller, weighing 256 kilograms, or 564 pounds. Still similar to lions and tigers in terms of weight. It was also the largest Nimravid or false saber-tooth so far discovered. Barbourofelis maurici was one of the smaller species, being similar in size and weight to a leopard. The species, B. lavorum, was jaguar-sized. Barbourofelis fricki was the last species, likely evolving from the ones just mentioned. As mentioned earlier, it was once thought that Barbourofelis belonged to its own family, known as Barbourofelidae. However, as of recently, most experts have reclassified them as a subfamily of Nimravids, rather than a separate family. It is believed that Barbourofelis evolved from the genus Albanosmalus. The species, Albanosmalus jordani, migrated into North America sometime during the late Miocene. From there, it gave rise to the Barbourofelis genus. The habitat and prey of Barbourofelis depended on the species. Barbourofelis fricki roamed western North America, being found in states such as Kansas, Nebraska, Texas, and Nevada from 9 to 7 million years ago. It coexisted with canids, such as the Barbourofelidae, sometimes called the bone-crushing dogs. This included canids such as Epicyon and Barbourofelidae, with the former being the largest canid of all time. It also coexisted with the extinct fox, Vulpes stenognathus, the bear Endarctus, and the saber-toothed cat Nimravidae, which, despite its name, was not a Nimravid, but was a true cat. This lion-sized cat was more specialized for open habitats in contrast to Barbourofelis, which preferred heavily forested habitats. Large herbivores that were present included rhinos, such as Aphelops and Teleoceras, horses such as Protohippus and Dinohippus, and the elephant-like Proboscidean and Megalodon. Animals such as prehistoric rhinos and horses were likely its preferred prey, as well as juvenile proboscideans. The smaller species, Barbourofelis lavorum, came from the Love Bone Beds deposits. The habitat was a mixture of grasslands, riverine forest, and marshes. It shared its habitat with many of the same kinds of herbivores and carnivores the larger species coexisted with. Barbourofelis is suggested to have been a social animal, similar to Smilodon. However, some authors suggested that Barbourofelis was a solitary ambush predator. Like saber-toothed cats, Barbourofelis had delayed eruptions of the upper canines, which suggests that Barbourofelis practiced a long period of parental care. Additionally, skeletons of juveniles have been found, and examinations of their skeletons indicates that the cubs would reach near adult size before their milk sabers would begin to erupt. This indicates that they were dependent on their mother or potential family group until well into their second year, similar to that of modern lions. Barbourofelis would have hunted prey in a similar fashion to smilodon, by using its weight and powerful forelimbs to bring down its prey, and once it was subdued, it would bite the throat, killing it instantly. If it was social and hunted in packs, individuals would likely subdue the struggling prey animal, and one member of the pride would make the killing blow. Analysis on the skull and jaw of Barbourofelis suggests that it could open its jaw to an almost 90-degree angle, wider than any modern cat. This also depended on the species, but most had a wider gape than a modern lion. Barbourofelis was a successful predator that existed for about 5 million years. It had a huge distribution range, living across Eurasia and North America during the middle to late Miocene. However, just like many other cool, now extinct animals, Barbourofelis eventually became extinct, around 5.3 million years ago. The extinction of Barbourofelis and other Nimravids was likely due to climate change, as well as competition with more adaptable predators. The environment that Barbourofelis depended on became more open and drier, which would have made it hard for this animal to function as an ambush predator. A combination of these factors eventually ended the reign of Barbourofelis. That's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, or at least made it to the end. Feel free to drop a like and comment, and subscribe if you feel like it. Stay blessed, and enjoy the rest of your day.